I just had a amazing 27-minute episode podcast where I was talking about clarity and how I feel like everyone needs to have clarity in their life. Let me go ahead and define what I mean by clarity. Clarity means your mind responds to what's happening and not old pictures, not future movie. It also means your mind entertains what has value and moves towards action that are possible to do and good to have done. Now, this entire time I was recording the podcast, there was no audio being recorded because my computer decided to mute one of my. I can't even explain. And you know what? Yes, I can. So I use Elgato as my audio interface for everything. I think the Stream Deck and Wavelength are pretty powerful softwares, and I think Windows is the culprit of so many of my issues. The microphone was not muted in the software. You can see the levels of moving as which I usually use to make sure that my mic's not muted during a live stream. But it turns out in the sound panel, in the control panel, you can mute individual pieces of the Wavelength software. Now, why it does this, I have no idea. It just randomly happens. And I thought I figured out, well, I did figure out why my streams were not getting audio is because this thing was muted. I didn't realize it can mute this specific line that I have my microphone going through. I have a few effects going through the mic just to make my voice sound a little more richer, and all that shit was muted. Now I can look at the software I'm using to record this, and yeah, now it's moving. Now it's moving up and down. But before this, apparently it wasn't. So guess what? Today is going to be a lesson in it's 9 o'clock. Actually, I'm doing the podcast a little early. I knew I was going to record another episode, but there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to record another episode to get this up because I'm on a 127, 128 week streak. Why would I break that? Because I spent 30 minutes and recorded a whole session and none of it got recorded, but it felt good. I was spitting fire too, but you just have to listen to next week. So the goal is this. I'm going to get this one up. And probably Wednesday or Thursday, I'm going to record another episode and talk more about how I am now that I am free of things like anger, anxiety, and doubt. So this is like a teaser episode. Tune in next week if you want some juicy information on things that would benefit you and your loved ones if you knew and had this perspective in your life. I will do this. I will give you a tool that I gave in this episode that will never exist because it didn't record that you can use when you are feeling anxious or you're feeling a certain burst of anger and there's nothing happening in front of you. It just came out of nowhere and is brought on because of old thoughts, or maybe you're freaking out about the future. I want you to do this. I want you to inhale deeply and as slow as possible, exhale. And as you're exhaling, think the word release. So inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and think release. I recommend doing this 2 or 3 times when that onslaught of emotions show up and watch your body respond in kind. You should feel more relaxed. You should feel more at ease. And most importantly, you should feel present. Present, clarity, these are things that we're going to talk about next week. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. It's unfortunate that the audio didn't record, but that's only going to make my points next week even stronger. I will leave you with this, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you ever thought about creating content, don't let negative emotions stop you from doing so. Don't let what you think other people are thinking stop you from being you. Because that right there holds so many people back from achieving so many great things. It's sad. It's sad to see. So fuck all that noise. Do what you need to do to become authentic in your content, showing up for when you know you want to show up without feeling anxious, without feeling that self-doubt. Because at the end of the day, that is how you reach your goal. I'm going to go ahead and offer you a session if you would like to talk about anything that is keeping you stuck, or you would like to live a life that is anger, anxiety, and doubt free. Promise you is a great place to be. Hit me up, Radiant Reflection. That's the business name. Clear and Create is a 90-day sessions that I do, or the 90 minute sessions that I do help you clear anything that might be keep causing any type of stucknesses in you and keeping you from being authentic. Thank you for listening. I know this was a quick one. It's probably out of left field, but I'm a little distraught. Not like I don't have any negative feelings toward it. It's just like, dang, that was crazy. But nah, my goal was to get this thing uploaded by 10 so I can stream tonight, and I'm still doing that. Plan is still intact. This week, we'll just record a nice lengthy episode, and I can't wait to do it. I'm actually looking forward to it because now that I've said everything out loud, I feel even more excited to go into the new year and chasing down as many people who are telling themselves they're not worthy enough and getting them to realize that they are. Like, I'm excited to get this done. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, share the podcast with someone who might benefit from content like this and more. Uploaded and unfiltered. I'm in your podcast catcher of choice. And other than that, as always, protect your mental, keep creating content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.